Richard bent his head over his mathematics textbook, pretending to study, but his ears were sharp like a bat's, catching every whisper from the group of boys sitting 2 decks behind him. "I am telling you, something is not right about these two," Kola said, his voice low but not low enough. "How can Tunde be only 6 months older than Richard? My mama said that's impossible." "You are right, oh," another boy agreed and looked at them well. "Tunde looks like their father, same nose, same smile, but Richard, that boy looks like he fell from the sky." Richard's grip on his pencil tightened until his knuckles went white like chalk. "See how fine Tunde is, and their sister Blessing too. She's only 10, but you can see she will be beautiful like her mama. But Richard," the boy made a sound with his teeth. "Na different story entirely. Oh." Richard's stomach twisted like a rope. He had been 16 years old for 3 months now, and the whispers had only gotten louder. His classmates were not stupid. They could see what he had always known. "My brother said he heard something," Emeka whispered, his voice excited like someone sharing hot pepper soup. "He said Richard is a bastard. That's why he looks different." The word hit Richard like a slap. Bastard. Even though he knew the truth was worse than that, the word still burned in his ears. "Bastard? How?" Kola asked, leaning closer like flies around sugar. "Maybe he's marrying with another man before she married their papa. Or maybe..." The school bell rang out like thunder, cutting through the whispers. Richard jumped up so fast, his chair scraped the floor like nails on a wall. He grabbed his bag and rushed toward the door like the building was on fire. "Richard, wait for me," Tunde called from across the classroom, but Richard was already outside, his feet moving fast on the dusty ground. He couldn't look at Tunde right now, not when the words were still echoing in his head like broken music. The walk home felt longer than usual. The sun was beating down on Lagos like an angry father, and Richard's shirt stuck to his back like a second skin. Cars honked their horns and Okada riders weaved through traffic like they were standing with death. When Richard reached their compound, he pushed through the gates without looking around. His mind was far away, lost in the boy's world and the old pain that never left his chest. He walked straight through the sitting room, his eyes focused on the stairs like they were the only thing in the world.
"So you've gone wings, Abby?"
Mama Adoni's voice cracked through the air like a whip.
"Or you've suddenly become blind that you can't see me sitting here?"
Richard stopped like someone had poured cold water on his head. Mama was sitting on the sofa, her arms folded across her chest like a closed door. Her eyes were narrow and sharp like broken glass. "Good afternoon, Mama," Richard said quickly, his voice small like a mouse. "I didn't see..."
"You didn't see me?"
Mama's voice rose like smoke from a fire.
"A whole human being sitting here and you didn't see me? What kind of nonsense is that?"
"I am sorry, Mama. I was just..."
"Just what? Just being rude, Abby? Just showing me that you have no home training."
She stood up from the sofa, her hands on her hips like a warrior ready for battle.
"I have been sitting here for the past 30 minutes, waiting for you children to come home, and you walk past me like I am a piece of furniture."
Richard's throat felt dry like the Sahara Desert. He wanted to explain about the boys at school, about the whispers that followed him like his own shadow, but the words stuck in his throat like swallowed bones. "Mama, I am sorry. I was just thinking about..."
"Thinking about what? Eh? Thinking about what, Richard? What is more important than greeting your mother?"
Just then, the front door opened and Tunde walked in with Blessing. She was holding his hand, her school uniform slightly dirty from playing during break time. "Good afternoon, Mama," Tunde greeted, his voice bright like morning sunshine. "Mama, Mama," Blessing ran toward their mother like a bird flying to its nest. The change in Mama's face was like magic. Her angry expression melted away like ice in the sun. Her eyes went soft like cotton, and her mouth stretched into a smile that could light up the whole of Lagos.
My beautiful children.
Opening her arms wide like she wanted to swallow them both,
How was school today?
she picked up Blessing and covered her face with kisses. Then she ruffled Tunde's hair with her free hand. "Mama, you won't believe what happened in my class today," Tunde said, his eyes dancing with excitement. "Our teacher said I have the best handwriting in the whole class."
Of course you do, my intelligent boy.
Her voice warm like fresh akara.
You take after your father.
Richard watched this scene like someone watching a film. He saw how Mama's whole body relaxed when she looked at Tunde and Blessing, how her voice became honey when she spoke to them, how her eyes shone like stars when they told her about their day. He had never seen her look at him like that, not once in all his 16 years.
And what about you, my princess?
Mama asked Blessing, bouncing her gently.
Did you learn something new today?
Yes, Mama. Teacher taught us a new song. Blessing began to sing in a sweet voice, and Mama laughed like music. Richard stood there like a tree watching his family share their joy. He felt like a stranger in his own home, like someone watching through a window at a party he wasn't invited to.
Richard, why are you standing there like a pillar?
Mama, noticing him from the first time since Tunde and Blessing had arrived, but her voice was different now, not warm like the others, but flat like old soda. "I was just
go upstairs, I beg, and change your clothes and make sure you do your homework,"
she said, turning back to Tunde and Blessing.
Not like yesterday when you were foaming like you were sick.
Richard nodded and walked toward the stairs. His feet felt heavy like they were made of concrete. Behind him, he could hear Mama asking Tunde about his friends and Blessing about her teacher. As he climbed the stairs, Richard pressed his hand against his chest. The hole was still there, bigger now than when he was 8. Some wounds never heal, he thought. They just learn to hide better. In his room, Richard sat on his bed and stared at the wall. The boy's words echoed in his head like drums at a festival. "Bastard, different," fell from the sky. If only they knew the real truth. If only they knew he wasn't even a bastard. He was something worse. He was nothing, a throwaway child that someone had picked up from the streets like a lost coin. Richard lay down on his bed and closed his eyes. Tomorrow would bring more whispers, more questions, more reminders of what he was not. But tonight, he would rest in the silence of his room, where nobody could see the cracks in his carefully practiced smile.